Okay, so this is a video that literally nobody asked for, but everyone needs. Actually, that's a lie. People did ask for it, and I wanted to make it, so hey. When looking at the 3 new rookies who are moving to Formula 1 this year, there is one name that stands out. Schumacher. Just a small name that literally everyone on Earth has heard of. And if you haven't, just get out of my sight. Mick Schumacher is the son of 7-time champion and F1 legend Michael Schumacher, and has recently graduated to the top tier of motorsport, following in his father's footsteps. But instead of a dark green Jordan sponsored by 7-Up, Mick will be driving a Russian flag at the back of the pack, alongside a man that resembles an object laid by a female bird. Many people are speculating how the German will do this year. Therefore, in true DylanJamesGP fashion, I will run a short intro with a text, Mick Schumacher, more than just the name? Mick Schumacher was born on the 22nd of March 1999 and is the cousin of young prodigy David Schumacher. After his son's birth, Michael's brakes lost the will to live and catapulted him into the barriers at Stowe at about 200 mph, which put him out for the rest of the season. But hey, at least he had some time to hone his fathering skills. Mick began karting in 2008 in his birthplace, Switzerland. However, I can't really find much information about this period of his life, so I'm going to assume that he did very well. One thing that I can find, however, is that he karted with the fake name Mick Betch, in order to avoid attention due to his famous surname. In 2013, Mick was skiing alongside his father before his life-threatening accident, which was a major mental setback for the youngster. But nevertheless, Mick still pursued his dream of reaching Formula 1. In 2015, Schumacher attended the ADAC Formula 4 Championship and came 10th in the championship, which wasn't incredible considering the fact that Lando Norris beat him whilst attending 16 fewer rounds. But hey, it was his first season in single-seaters, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Drivers that he was beaten by include David Beckman, Robert Schwartzman, and of course Lando Norris. He also attended the MRF Challenge Formula 2000, where he was beaten by, Tatiana Calderon. Okay, that's all the information we need to conclude that Mick Schumacher is nothing more than just the name. Okay, fine, he only attended the final 4 races, but he still somehow beat Giuliano Alesi. The following year, Mick took a second attempt at the ADAC Formula 4 Championship, but this time with Prema. He finished second in the championship with 5 wins and 12 podiums, really demonstrating some serious talent. Drivers that Mick beat include Yuri Vips, Felipe Drugovich, and F1 Simp Police's biggest nightmare, Sofia Flörsch. Schumacher also came second in the Italian Formula 4 Championship, despite the fact that he didn't attend every round. 2017 wasn't a very good year for the German, finishing 12th in the European Formula 3 Championship, behind Lando Norris, Callum Ilott, Jehan Deruvala, and concerningly his Formula 1 teammate Nikita Mazepin. But at least he beat Pedro Piquet. Just. To add to this abundance of poor results, Mick finished 16th in the Macau Grand Prix, finishing last of the finishers in the main race. This was due to a combination of poor luck and lack of experience. However, Schumacher would overcome this for the 2018 Formula 3 European Championship. Mick had an atrocious start to the season, barely scraping points in the first round. However, his results would slowly take a turn for the better. The German would take his first win at Spa, followed by 1 at Silverstone and 1 at Misano. This brings us to Nürburgring, where he would take his first of 5 wins in a row. Schumacher won every race in Germany and the first 2 races of Austria, picking up second in the third. This propelled him right to the top of the championship, allowing him to claim the title in Hockenheim, 60 points ahead of Dan Shoutyman Ticktum in P2. Other drivers that Mick beat include Yuri Vips, Marcus Armstrong, and Jehan Deruvala. In 2019, Mick graduated to the Ferrari Driver Academy and attended the 2019 F2 Championship with Prema. His results weren't great, finishing 12th in the championship and picking up 1 win in the Hungarian sprint race. However, for a rookie this wasn't awful, finishing considerably ahead of much more experienced teammate and KFC enthusiast Sean Galley. Okay, I've milked that joke format more than John Warren milks the DylanJamesGP bad at F1 game joke, or fact, I don't know. Drivers that finished ahead of Mick include Nick De Vries, Nicholas Latifi, Jack Aitken, and Callum Ilott. This brings us to the 2020 Formula 2 Championship, where we saw brand new 18-inch rims that looked bigger than David Coulthard's noggin. Mick continued his trend of starting the season off poorly, barely scoring points in the first 2 rounds. However, one of the retirements was due to his fire extinguisher getting a little bit too excited and... okay, I'm not continuing with this metaphor. The German scored 2 podiums in Hungary to really begin his charge back towards the front. However, his first win came much later in the season, winning the Italian sprint race. This was his first of only 2 wins all season, which, if anything, supports my belief that F2 is the most exciting series on the planet. But more on that here. Schumacher wasn't very quick in qualifying. In fact, he rarely qualified in the top 3 and he didn't pick up a single pole. Fortunately for the German, his car appeared to have Benetton tier of traction control and he got starts that could potentially rival mine on F1 2020. This allowed him to pick up 2 wins and 10 podiums over the course of the season to win the championship, narrowly beating out Callum Ilott and Polly Pocket. Schumacher was incredibly consistent, however in my opinion, he wasn't the strongest when it came to outright pace. This is evident when comparing his quali laps to the likes of Callum Ilott, who I believe is faster on raw pace. However, this may be the last hopeful sliver of Callum fanboys screaming inside of me. As much as I hate to admit it, Schumi did a much better job than Ilott last season, due to the fact that he didn't stall it from the lead 3 times and spin out on the lead on his own at Silverstone. To finish first you have to finish. A concept that Ilott unfortunately opposed. But this isn't about the failures of Ilott, it's about the success of Mick. This brings us to the overarching question: is it just the name? No. It's not. Mick Schumacher is a very talented driver who deserves everything that he has achieved. I believe that regardless of his performances, it was a given that he would get to the sport eventually, provided that he didn't utilise his inner Mahavir Raghunathan. So how will he do in his inaugural F1 season? To be completely honest, I have no idea. I must admit I feel sorry for the guy. Think about it, he's going to have to spend his first season driving one of the slowest cars on the grid, which hasn't ended well for a few other talented drivers that have been chewed up and spat out by the sport, such as Stoffel Van Dorn, Sergei Sorokin, and perhaps Antonio Giovinazzi soon. However, we can always analyse his performances compared to his teammate. Many people will automatically assume that Mick will wipe the floor with Nikita, however I personally wouldn't be so quick to judge. As much as I hate to say it, Mazepin is a quick driver. Yes, he'll often convert his car into an overpriced battering ram, but that doesn't take away from his general ability. So honestly, we're going to have to wait and see. But will Mick eventually get to Ferrari? I genuinely think so. In my opinion, I think that the Schumacher name will be seen in red again, and spoiler alert, it isn't going to be David. However, this is an aspect of his career that I think could be down to just the surname. Yes, he is talented enough to get to Formula 1, but I don't personally believe that he will be up there with the likes of Hamilton, Verstappen and Leclerc, but only time will tell. Anyway, as always, they were just my opinions. Please let me know yours in the comments below. Do you like Mick Schumacher? If so, why? If not, why not? If you enjoyed this video enough to watch more, as per usual, please subscribe to the channel, because a lot of you who watch haven't turned the red button grey, so if you could please do that, it would be much appreciated. Also, post-production Dylan here. I've got a second channel, and I'm planning on uploading on that at some point soon, so if you'd like to go and subscribe to that, I will leave a link in the description, and it's probably one of my featured channels. Can't remember. But yeah, let me know if you'd actually watch any content on that channel. I'd probably use it for more fun stuff, so yeah, go and subscribe to that. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video, but until then, take care, and thank you very much for watching.